Joe. This is Noise Filter. This is Joe Hurworth. Joe, could you describe what it is you do and what your sort of music genre is?
I play guitar and sing.
Yeah.
And it's like acoustic soul music. So,
very nice.
And it's kind of like indie soul.
Yeah.
And I like to put a mixture of like old and new sound in together. Like I love the old sort of real feel soul music, but then put that into a new modern way.
Okay. What sort of stuff influenced you when you were when you're thinking about putting out your albums?
Well, when I was younger, my dad would always play like Stevie Wonder, and like Earth, Wind and Fire, all of that,
nice.
Like Sting as well, and
cool.
all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so I grew up listening to that, and I've always sort of just been drawn to that sort of music.
Yeah.
That sort of soul feel, like.
Yeah.
And from there, I started getting into when I was younger, like I learned a little bit of guitar, and then I sort of went off of it, and then I come back to it, and then so those were my main like starting influences from that. And sorry, I'm trying to think. I've got
no, that's all right.
Stuff,
well,
like,
there's lots of things, isn't it? Like for me, like when I was sort of starting out, there were some things that really like fundamentally kind of set up the things that the reasons I got into music, and then there's stuff now that I'm into that kind of inspire my music journey a little bit, and it's I suspect as you get older it kind of ebbs and flows, and you get those new things that kind of that's what I want to do, or but those are some pretty cool, pretty nice little pretty nice influences. That's all stuff that I think I would quite like to do. I'd love to be in this. I'd really love the idea of doing like a sort of funk soul band. That'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, like your pops, it's that kind of music's top notch, isn't it? Have you been? How long have you been sort of making music?
Making music only a few years now.
Okay.
But I started off doing just like covers, mainly, like pub gigs and that. And then I actually started doing open mic nights, like regularly. And my dad used to take me to like an open mic like every night, basically. Awesome. Most of the time, like he used to go around to all these little pubs around Cornwall, just to get the confidence and the experience with that. And then where I started doing those and going like so I was trying to think more as well. I'm like, got so many different things coming into my head.
Well, like the open mic's such an awesome, such a great way of getting started. It was for me. It was like a real just get that confidence and kind of like, and also network with people as well. Yeah. Did you sort of meet? Because you're a soloist, but you do a band as well at times.
Yeah, do a band sometimes. Yeah.
And so, did you sort of meet some of those people from that sort of going to do open micing and?
I've met loads of different musicians over the years. But what you were saying before, like when did I start making music?
Yeah.
That was it. I went to college, and then when I was in college, they sort of got us doing sort of songwriting. Yeah. That's when I first sort of come up with original ideas. And then, but when I first started recording properly, it was like a few years later. Yeah. And I'd done a little recording in college, but it was pretty awful.
Yeah. I mean, you have to start somewhere, don't you?
Definitely, yeah.
You've done quite a lot of recording, though, haven't you? You've got like quite a sort of like Spotify. You've got quite a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, once I got into it, like once I went to Cube before and I started doing it, I just wanted to keep making. Yeah. Just got obsessed really, and I love it now. Like.
What's your album called? Is it called Creativity?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that?
Well, one of the songs is called Creativity on there, and that song, me and my sister wrote that together actually. We sat there before, and I had this little guitar riff that I was sort of coming up with, and then I said, I want to do a song about being creative. Yeah. And how you sort of have your ups and downs, and how it's just sort of like a journey sort of thing. Yeah. And so we sat there, and then we just come up with some different ideas back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
And then and then I started structuring the song, and then I developed it further.
Yeah.
And from that, it that's what the EP is. But yeah, I called it creativity because it is just, the whole thing is just about being creative. Really. Yeah,
it's a really hard, like, I've said this almost every episode I've done this podcast, but the reason I started doing this to a degree was that I joined Company B, and then my creativity just died, and all of my songwriting I just stopped being able to write songs, and I was like, one of the things I was really interested in was like, how do people keep that fresh? How does that keep going? What is people's inspiration to like just keep creating stuff? And it's a really weird thing, because it's such a difficult thing to kind of describe, and for everybody it's a little bit different, and everyone has this kind of different relationship with how they create music. And for me, I was just really prolific for a little while, and then some things changed, and then it just went away, and then I like found it really hard to get back into doing it again. So did you ever like come up against any sort of writer's block, or are you...
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I come up with I usually start with a chorus.
Yeah.
And then I'd also write with my dad as well.
Okay.
He's really good with like certain lyrics and structuring as well, because he's a drummer. He knows like,
gets it a bit,
how to structure it better, and so I'd come up with like the music side and the feel and like what the message and stuff, and then we'd sit down together, and then he'd sort of come up with like all the parts, and then we'd write it together, and then say, I like this, don't like that, and then but there was times definitely where I'd be like, I've got nothing really.
The well is empty.
Yeah. But then sometimes I find that it'd be kind of random. Like I'd just go and sit in the front room and get a guitar and just start.
Something comes out.
And then something would, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Does it sort of like, I think Matt was, I can't remember who it was now, someone was saying it's like sort of uncovering like something that you already kind of, some people say you can describe it as like uncovering something that was always there, or there was this like, this fully formed idea. I'm terrible. I would build songs like really incoherently, and like I wouldn't write lyrically any consistency. It would just be like kind of just little. I'd write something and I'd go, oh, that feels alright, and I'd tack something onto it. But is that how it is for you, or do you start with this idea and like kind of build out from it?
You usually, most of them I've done have started with a chorus. So the kind of I'd go with like the whole message.
Yeah.
And the whole meaning in the chorus, really.
Yeah.
And sort of something, like catchy as well. Obviously, but it usually like an idea would spark, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the kind of feel I want on it, or something. And it obviously it's like, it is like the way you're feeling at the time, isn't it? And you just sort of put it into words and
the way it goes.
Put it into the sort of, that's the thing as well. I'd come up with some chords, and they'd be like, say, sad or happy sounding, or whatever, like minor major, and then I'd go from that as well. Whereas I'd be like, oh, this is, I guess that's kind of how you're feeling as well. You play like to how you...
It kind of comes out, doesn't it? It's really for everybody. It's a little different, isn't it? What's so? How much? I mean, like, you just got one album out, or you got?
Yeah, I've got the one EP.
Yeah, okay.
And then I've got a couple of little singles out as well.
Right.
So I done 2 singles recently. I just done for fun sort of thing. And had so one of them's like a funk soul track.
Yeah.
And then the other one's kind of like a modern, kind of almost clubby track.
Okay.
Like a bit of a pop. So because I like
different things.
Different. So, and me and my dad really worked on the recent one I'd done.
Yeah.
Which is called Higher. Yeah. And that one we made really. He loves Level 42.
Right. Okay.
We love that sort of, like, we wanted it more like sort of heavy bass line, and Johnny from the Big Sets is actually playing on that.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, isn't he?
He's incredible, yeah.
I just watched him do like a video of him on a beach just doing some slap bass, and oh my god, it's just amazing, isn't he?
He is so good.
Top notch dude. Big Sets are like I saw them at Boardmasters, and we were going to play after them, and there was just this bit of me which was just like, we got to follow those guys, Jesus Christ. They were on it, absolutely on it.
They're full of energy, aren't they?
Yeah, full of beans. Yeah, really, really good, and they're just really proficient at what they do. They're really cool. So, sort of creatively wise, do you, when you're sort of sitting and like writing your stuff, are you imagining all the kind of instrumentation, and is that how, do you sort of think that deeply about it, or do you get people together and just get them to kind of do their own thing, or
is this in the studio or
or wherever? What do you like? Some people sort of demo out stuff, and they like I've got the idea of like exactly all the different sounds they want to do, or some people just like kind of get in and go. I think I know, like the guitarist of Company B probably can sort of think about it in terms of like, this is what he wants to put all the stuff together, and so he has that big picture idea. Whereas I think if I was doing it, I would be in there and I'd just be like, oh, I fancy a bit of, I don't know, whatever, just see what it sounds like and have a little sort of get that kind of, you know, just input from other people. How does that work for you? Do you sort of know what you want at the end, by the end, or?
Yeah. Well, some of them I'd start off and I'd be like, this is an acoustic feel, and then some of them start off and I'm like, this has got a band definite feel to it. Yeah. And it would go. It depends as well on like the different chords as well. If I do them more, it generally goes off the chords I play. I sort of think, oh, this feels like a band sort of. And like putting like that funky sort of stuff in, you know that you could make that into a lot of it as well. To be honest, was like a lot of sort of experimenting with sounds and ideas, and
sort of finding your way.
Finding my way, and like just doing a mixture of things I like as well. You know, like people stick to sort of one genre. I thought, why not
see what other things are like?
Yeah. Because I listen to like a wide variety of stuff, so I thought I might as well put that into my music as well, like different feels, and do kind of the singer-songwritery stuff as well. It would sometimes like I'd listen to it, and like this one would really, you can just tell tell it would sound good as a band. But I kind of like the idea of both as well, really. Like doing them as a band track and then doing them acoustically as well. So
do you? Well, you sort of answered that really, but do you have a preference? Do you prefer being solo, or do you like the fun of being with a group of people? And
well, first I used to just be like, I only want to do solo. But then like
less equipment to take around, isn't it?
Less equipment, but. Now I've like done a few bits with bands and done these recordings and stuff. I've started to sort of edge more like, oh, I do like that. And, but it depends really. Like I love the acoustic stuff because I love the rawness of it. But then I love with the band stuff, you can like really belt it out and you can give it more like energy, and so it does depend.
Is there like from a like a fan point of view, if you had any feedback as to what people that come and see you prefer, do a lot of people just come for the sort of open mic stuff, or is it as you were saying earlier about, you know, you got some gigs at you know, like Pie and Ale on Sunday or Saturday, and you know, have you got that sort of following where people will go, actually I really like, do you get that thing where people are like, oh, I really just like Joe on his own, you know, I really want that singer-songwriter feel, or are people pushing you in different directions for that, or not so much?
Sometimes, like sometimes I'll, you get that, like people say, oh, I prefer you like acoustic, but it does depend on like the so we don't do too many band gigs, but when we do, they're good fun, and it's nice to have. I do enjoy having like the drums behind and the bass, and the guitar, and that. Also like there's having gaps and solos and things like that, and definitely as well. You get people dancing, whereas acoustic you can get that, but with a band it's different, isn't it?
I was in a very sort of similar situation. I just did like before I joined Company B, I was just a singer-songwriter just on my own, and there was elements of that I absolutely loved, and to a degree even now I still think like like rock up with a guitar, that's pretty sweet setup. Just that was pretty cool. Be the boss of all of the stuff. I know what I'm gonna do, and that's quite nice. But there is something really exciting about having a big group of people behind you and having that interplay on stage and being able to kind of do all that stuff. I think it's people wouldn't come and dance to my acoustic stuff. Do you know what I mean? We get pretty rowdy gigs now. I like that.
I do like some of the ones where I've done some really nice, like really quiet little mellow gigs and played, and I love those. I do like
get nice sort of people listening, do you? That's quite cool.
They are quite intense, but I quite like it as well because it sort of challenges me to really stay like focused on the song and really put my all into it. Sometimes like when there's loads going on and different distractions, like where you're playing, it is difficult to stay like fully like focused
in your moment.
That's it. In the moment. Exactly. And
it's a real test of being a performer as well, isn't it? On your own, you've got no one.
You got nothing to back you up. If you're screwed.
You've got to get it right. Absolutely. I remember doing an open mic and singing a cover. I was like, I'm gonna do this Katy Perry tune. It's Katy Tunstall tune called like Silent Sea, and it's a really beautiful tune. And I started singing it, but I realised about 5 seconds into singing it that I'd started singing in the wrong register of my voice. So I'd like put myself in this really I can't remember if I was like really low or really high, but I hadn't got it right, and then and it was like about the third song I did, and everyone was just, by the end of it was silence. Everyone had just seen this terrible thing happen, and I had to stay playing as well. I had to stay up there. I was like, I want to run away. I want to get out of this.
Is it when you start a song and if you've done it in the wrong key or something? It's horrendous.
You're in a bad time. I think, to be honest, I almost wish I kind of gone, okay, sorry, reset. Let's just go back. But I think I was like, I'm gonna make it right.
That's it. You're like, come on, I can do this.
I'll get through this. It was bad. I started somewhere like that. It was really bad. It was terrible. So you've got your. Did you have did you make a physical CD? Did you?
I did. Yeah.
How was that process?
I should have brought one in with me.
That's all right. That's okay. What was the process of recording like? How did that go for you?
It went really well. Yeah. So there's 7 tracks on there. I had to think about that. And then the first one I started off with was I Don't Know, and that's when I sort of released my first proper recording done.
Nice.
That's acoustic really, with they made a beat out of the guitar, so I hit the guitar and they made a beat out of it, and then they added a bit of bass and different guitars. So that's very much me, like more acoustic. That's more my sort of feel. And then the other stuff we went on to was doing this was when I started. Then from there I started experimenting and doing more band sort of stuff. And went on to a track called Single Day.
Okay.
And then I'd done that mainly acoustically, but then we thought, we'll make it more of a funky sort of feel to it.
Is that with Gareth and Ross?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then they added added some real nice parts on it and nice production. And that was good fun. And then just experimented with different feels on it as well, because I went to the other one as well I'd done called I Could Be. That one we got some women from the choir, from Falmouth Choir, to come in, and they so they sung some harmonies, and we added Ross made loads of layers.
Beautiful.
So that was really good.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to sing almost like it sounded like with a choir.
That's really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
And then
it's dream making, isn't it? Studio time potentially.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So much fun because you can. It's just such a cool feeling when you do it acoustic and then you hear it back and you hear. Like I couldn't believe when I first heard I Don't Know back. I was like, wow! Like they like when they tuned the vocals, of course. Yeah. And when they'd like added like the production and little bits and stuff, I was like, wow! Like, I couldn't believe. I was like, this is actually something I've come up with. I was like, wow.
That's really lovely.
It's so exciting as well because from that song, I was like, that's it. I'm addicted and I'm hooked now. I want to just keep making music and keep experimenting.
Yeah, I love it. I used to do quite a lot of recording at home when I would do when I'd write demos and stuff. We're in the middle of doing our second Company B album, and it's just taken forever, and it's just like broken me mentally. It's like just like this fucking mind puzzle. But yeah, it's
it does do that. When you go back and forth on it, and in your head one day you're like, I like that, and then next day I'm not sure about that. It is a funny one.
It's really hard having the critical eye of like perfection put on anything, isn't it? And studio is that, it's at its worst. It's like this magnifying glass of like, let's get everything in time and in pitch perfect. And actually, it's really hard to be that perfect, isn't it? It's hard to be like the kind of musician who is able to do everything perfectly is really difficult.
Yeah.
And in studio, that is very, if you are looking to do that, it is very hard to get that, and that has been really hard. So for me, I went from like the first album we did being like the most excited I've ever been. I was like, wow, I've never heard myself with something as amazing as that. To the second album to being like, oh my god, I want to die. But it'll be done, and then it'll be amazing, and it'll be it might be terrible, but it's a really emotionally charged thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very
definitely, because you do put your whole into it, and especially like I find with the vocals and that I'm like, I really want to nail them, basically, like want to get them as good as I can.
All of your recordings sound like you've got it really nice, and you've got a lot of like a lot of talent behind. That's great to kind of get going and actually get a product where you go, that sounds like pretty perfect. It's pretty perfectly produced.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's really good. So it's nice to get to that feeling, isn't it? I've got another friend who's just come out of the studio. He was on the podcast like a few months ago or a month ago. He's called Joe Webb, and he's just did some studio. His wife bought him studio time.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, he used to be like the most prolific musician I knew, and then he just kind of got a real job, and just his all of his bands kind of ended, and he deserves to like properly get some fucking good shit come out, and so he's just been in the recording studio, but it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to get what you want from it. Especially if you've got high expectations, if you've got if you want it to be perfect, it's actually quite difficult to get that.
It is indeed, because it's with I find it's with yourself. If you've got that high standard in your mind where you're like, I want it to sound like the best I've done, or this or that.
And also you've got all the stuff from behind as well. So you've got all the things you've ever done, and you go, well, I've got to be better. I've got to be.
That's it.
Better.
That is the thing. If you do songs before, and then you're like I'm gonna be better than that.
Yeah, that's what screwed me up. That's what screwed me up. Was like I remember writing something and going, "That's it. I've done whatever it is." I was like, "I've done it. That's the thing I'm most proud of." And like I've never been able to write anything that did that again. And it's really funny, isn't it? It's just like it's a mind fuck, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's difficult, but I suspect it's the same thing for everybody, isn't it? All musicians go through this.
Definitely,
and it's the desire to push something to make something that is, you know, as close to perfection. And you see a lot of bands fuck it up because they start trying to make things perfect and stop trying to keep, like, there's like a middle ground, isn't there, for bands? You know, there's like this point where they're not worried about all that kind of shit and they just want to make something, you know, and it's hard to kind of get to that point where you don't just let your mind ruin all your music.
Yeah. I find now I have to like switch off from it. I have to let stuff sort of go with it, because otherwise you can. I listen to it back over and over and be like, oh, how can I do that better, this and that, and it winds you up, doesn't it? Almost, cause
you lose all your vibe, don't you? Because you get into that mindset of like, I mean, I got to the point where I was like, I didn't know my arse from my elbow. I didn't know. I kind of had these ideas about how I wanted to sing things, and you know, Matt was like, "We need to." For me, I'm like, I'm a bit sort of. I'm not. This sound really arrogant, but I'm a bit more punk rock than I am jazz. So I always want to be like, Eddie Vedder rather than like Cab Calloway. So my voice always wants to sit in that kind of gravelly, weird, grumbly place. Matt's like, I want you to sing it nice, sing it, make it pretty, you know? And that always feels weird to me. I always feel like a bit, I'm out of my comfort zone when I'm doing that.
But naturally, what do you want to give it a bit more edge?
Yeah,
a bit more.
But then consequently, by doing that, it makes it really untuneful and out. It's like really, like, I don't know, it just makes everything really unpretty. So you know, if you want to make some proper nice music, you have to kind of get out of that mindset. So I have to teach myself to stop doing that. Because I've been a live singer for 5 years, 6 years, where I just kind of got into that habit of just getting excited and just getting growly and, you know, all of that kind of vibey shit, which doesn't really sound great on a record if you listen to it. It's just like, just sounds like some terrible person singing it, you know, really untalented person. So yeah, having to try and teach yourself not to do shit is hard.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny as well when you hear it back and you're like, that wasn't quite.
Yeah, that's not how I imagined it.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I thought it sounded really cool, and
yeah.
And you hear it back and you're just like, oh.
What is this? We sort of went through a habit of recording our gigs, and I just listened to some of the vocal things that I do, and I go, oh, what is that? What is this fucking thing I'm doing? Right, I'm just gonna quickly shut my window. This outside sounds like. Outside sounds like some crazy shit's going on. So, as a performer, are you just a guitarist?
Yeah, guitarist. I play like a little bit of keyboard, but I'm not great.
No.
And I can play a little tiny bit of drums as well, but
cool.
I'm not great either.
Does that help you when it comes to writing things? Do you think about things in terms of like, oh, I'd like to do this on the keys, or I'd like somebody to do that on the keys?
Yeah.
Does that sort of give you that?
Yeah, especially if like I'll listen to something I like and it'll have like that kind of soul, you know, that electric piano sound.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that kind of feel on a song, like. So it's more. I definitely there's definitely parts like that, and then I'll hear like beats as well, and especially because my dad's a drummer. We're always talking about like different beats on songs, and like listen. And I do think of those sort of things, not just the
just what the guitar is.
Yeah.
Do you, when you're like recording like album stuff, do you think, how is this going to work live? Does that ever cross your mind? Do you ever, when you're recording, do you sort of think, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't? Do you want to like have like a similar sort of album to live experience, or are you actually quite happy just to have, you know, like something that you've done in a studio, which can have as many layers of things as you want, and then you know, live you can just do what you do, and people can just. Yeah,
well, I wanted to, like sort of do them acoustic how I would do them.
Yeah.
Like, and then. We don't actually do any originals in the band, so I've not really done them as a band live.
Okay.
So
would that be something you'd want to do? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
So that might be something that you might think about in the future. Is like
we've jammed them like rehearsing.
Yeah.
But we haven't actually done them properly live, and that would definitely be something. Yeah.
Do you have a consistent band, or is it just a?
It's kind of a jam sort of band. Like we've tried we just had different people because obviously as well, in a band like not everyone's fully committed to it.
Yeah.
And then when I'm doing a lot of solo gigs and then the other musicians in different bands as well, so it can be difficult to get everyone together. Who
are your you can give a little roll call out for all your buddies if you like.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I'll go. My dad's on the drums first.
Yeah.
And then we have, so Sam. You know Sam from the Rakes.
Yes, Sam.
He plays bass. Yeah, he plays with us.
Mm-hmm.
And then a friend Jamie as well.
Sam is in everyone's band, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves it.
He loves it. That boy loves it. He's top notch.
He's a good lad. Yeah. And then I've got another friend, Jamie Wakeham. He plays in a few different bands as well. He plays banjo as well. So
cool. Okay.
Plays in Emerald. I don't know if you've heard like an Irish sort of folk band.
Right.
And so sort of like whoever's free sort of on those and then we've had a few different guitarists. So we've had Jake's played from the Big Sets before. Nice. He's done a few gigs with us, and Chris and John's actually jammed in as well.
Cool.
And we've Sean, like I was saying earlier, Sean's played sax with us.
Yeah, Sean's top-notch player, isn't he? I mean, they're all awesome musicians. That's a great selection of people to get.
Oh yeah, so and it's fun as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the main things as well with it. I've really liked to have fun with it as well. Just like that's the main thing. If I come off and I'm like, I had a really fun time.
Yeah.
And I felt really good, and we all had a good connection on stage, and it was we were all feeling it, and it's cool looking around when you're playing and you notice everyone else is like the whole band's together and they're all digging it, and then you look out and it's like, this is it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the life, isn't it? It's the dream life, isn't it? I mean, having your buddies and just getting out and just playing, it's exactly what everybody who's a musician would love to do, isn't it? All the time. Do you find it? I don't mean like financially, but is it enough? Is this enough so you don't have to work and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to.
Yeah, sometimes like winter, it definitely drops down. Yeah. But I've always been able to survive.
That's really nice. That's really lucky, isn't it?
It is really lucky. I said to myself, I was like, I'm not gonna get like what you'd call a normal job or whatever. I was like, no, I don't really want to.
Quite right. Quite right.
If I can, and then. That's the thing as well. Once I first started, I started doing I got like my first gig.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I wanted to do at the time as well. Like when I was like 17, I was like, what do I actually want to do? I only wanted to do like art or music.
Beautiful.
And then I started getting and then I got a gig from that, and I was like, actually, I can do this. I get paid to play, so I was like, might as well do that, and carried on doing it and just carried on.
It's quite brave, isn't it, actually, to be full-time musician?
Yeah, it's weird now because I don't really know any different now. No. So I sort of, do you know what I mean?
It's alright.
Like, there is times where I do look at the calendar and there's like, I'm like, oh god, like,
gonna be hungry this month.
That's it. Yeah, basically. And then I've been really lucky, and they sort of just come in and especially having a regular open mic night that goes all through the year.
Yeah. And
that's a regular income, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I thought like occasionally I've had to like borrow some money off my parents or whatever, but I've been been alright most of the time. I've been really lucky.
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to like kind of go in all in, and it will just be alright. I had to give up my job and then I do like part-time. I do sort of part-time work, part-time full-time, almost part-time full-time work, and then the band on top, which is a killer. But I had to like at some point just say, look, I'm gonna actually just go to. I lost my full-time contract and just go. I'm gonna go to bank work, and it's just gonna have to be all right. And lo and behold, it was all right. But you know, every month I see the band diary and I go, oh fuck, this is going to be whatever it's going to be, you know. I could always want to do more gigs, you know. Always want to do more gigs, just trade them up for work. But yeah, I have nothing but respect for people that just do nothing other than music. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. I've always wanted to do just, that's all I've wanted to do basically.
Yeah.
And I've kind of like, I don't see a point, like, and doing, I know obviously like you have to do things that you don't want to do at the times, but I find that if you're going in the direction of something that you really love doing, it's a win-win really, because if you're doing something that you don't really like, then do you know what I mean?
You're investing energy in an area that's wasting your time, isn't it?
But the sort of long-term goal with it is, I know I'm pursuing something that I love doing, so then the hard times or whatever, they're fine really, because you know that you're on the path that you want to be doing. And I've always thought that it's like, if you're doing what you love, then it doesn't really matter like whether there's like these ups and downs with it.
I saw Jake's put he said something like, I'm living in the van, put a message on my Facebook saying like, I'm gonna go live in the van and I'm a full-time musician, and you sort of see his like calendar, you just think, wow, it's just mental, isn't it? Just what a dream situation, you know, just gigs. Do you ever get to a point where you're like, oh, gigs drive me mad, or do you ever get any of that, like, or is it always just good times? Are you always happy?
Well, of course, I am as much as I can, because I always try and keep my mindset like positive, in the sense of like, it's all practice. I always see that it's always work in progress as well. I always see that, and there is times definitely where you just like, oh, I just want a break, like, or I just want to have a like
normal life.
Well, sometimes I'd be like, maybe I want more of a routine. That's the other thing, is sometimes it fluctuates from like what I'm actually doing. Like some days I'm playing in the afternoon and the next day I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes the routine is nice, and it definitely keeps you more sort of, I don't know, like grounded in what you're doing.
The life of a musician is very weird, isn't it? Mine is just like, we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? I was like, I'm going to be I was saying to my girlfriend, I was like, I see her only at weekends, and I gig only at weekends, so it's a bit crap for her really, but we're going to play up in Warwickshire, so I'll drive up to Warwickshire and drive back from Warwickshire, then we're going to be at the Pine Ale on Sunday in the evening, and it just, for me, I'm like, what windows of sleep can I get in, you know, and then I've got to be ready like for the next bit, and that feels like, you know, that sort of just, where can you get your little energy from?
That is the thing, isn't it? Where do you get your energy from when you're doing loads? Last year and stuff, I was doing sometimes like two gigs a day, a few in a row sometimes. And then at the end of the day, you are like, wow, like
broken.
Like my voice as well, just all like husky, and it is like, oh god, I do want a break sometimes, but. I always keep that in my mind. I always like, as soon as I start thinking like, oh, I don't know if I want to. Do you know what I mean? Those doubts come in. I start saying, no, come on, this is it. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about, and you're gonna have that. It's all, it's all perspective as well, isn't it, on stuff? And I always, that's the main thing. I always tell myself, it's always practice. It's always learning. There's always something to learn. Every gig's sort of different, and you can always experience. It's all worth it, definitely.
For me, when I first sort of transitioned to doing it, it was confidence, and it was like just building that confidence, and just kind of having a persona on stage is really hard, isn't it?
It's really difficult.
It feels really I was definitely one of these people that like, I used to go do open mics all the time, and then I would, you know, sometimes I'd go up on stage and I'd be like shaking. I'd be like really nervous. It'd be 20 people, nothing. You know, just be really shitting myself. I would never talk. And we used to like, you know, our set for Company B, I would never speak. I would be happy to sing. I wouldn't like talking to the crowd. I hate talking to the crowd. You know, just building that kind of being able to say stuff. And even now, I'm still shit at it. I hate talking. I just feel like I'm gonna say something stupid or.
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. When I get up, I'm like, my mind just goes blank sometimes. I look around and I'm like, what do I say? I actually don't know what to...
Yeah, but then that's all that stuff about practice, isn't it? It's all that stuff about like there is always lessons to learn in music. There's always but you can always become a better, even if you've got nothing else to do, you can always become a better performer. You can always be somebody who can be more relaxed on stage, and you can always sort of get all those kind of things. What's your so what are you doing at the moment? Are you doing some more recording? You got a new EP album coming out or anything?
Yeah, well, I've been in the studio again recently, and then I'm working on another. I've just finished one track, and then I'm starting another one. Just started another one now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to make like an EP.
Yeah.
Or like or release the singles. I'm sort of not sure really at the moment what to do, but.
I kind of don't really know what I always don't really know what the world wants. I think I'm a bit
it's changing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard to like get it right, isn't it? I don't really know what people want. I think we're doing an album. I don't know. We're really unsavvy in terms of like all of it. I don't know. The times changed so much, and I've got too old, and you know, I'm just not in touch with like how you do it. What do people want? Do they want like singles? Do they just want like a song? You know, like really famous people like Rihanna and all those kind of people. You know, it used to be that you would release singles in promotion of an album, and then that album you'd sell your singles, and then you'd sell an album, and that was how it was. But now people just do like a song and just download it. It could be just a tune. That is probably just as likely to be successful as, you know, if you've got one tune and it does really well, that's not any different to like having a album that does poorly, is it? So I don't know what the answer is really. What do you think you might do?
Probably, I think I might do a 4-track EP. Last time I done like an album EP, like 7 tracks. So
sort of a long play.
The thing is, they're 4 kind of different tracks as well. So if I did do an EP, it would be one of them's like I said, is like the funk sort of track, and then the other one is like a pop sort of clubby, almost modern track,
almost like a show reel, isn't it? Really.
So they're all you know, like on an album you kind of expect them to be a similar genre. Whereas this, they are so that I was kind of thinking maybe do that just as something different, just to try it. And
could even do like you know, like a different project name or something, so you could have like a different, like a, you know, you got your Joe Hurworth sort of singer-songwriter thing, and you could have another thing which did something else, but it's all the same person in it, but just, you know, just as a
maybe I could put some of the others onto a new track and put the soul-y stuff together, and then the modern poppy stuff together more.
I don't know what the answer is with music nowadays. I definitely feel like I've fallen behind the times in, you know.
Yeah, it is difficult though, and it's changing, isn't it, with like what people want. And I didn't have a clue really with stuff before. I used to just like word of mouth, and you'd see things and like EPs and albums, and someone just said to me before, "Oh, you should do an EP with it," and then that's how I'd done the creativity before. Cause I was like, I'll give that a...
sounds good.
That's the thing as well. I always wanted when I done the I always wanted just to have a CD, to have my own CD. I was like,
that is a thing of the like the time of the age of it's a thing of the time, isn't it? So like the idea that you will make a CD is just something that like a certain era of people feel like we should do. You know, like as you grow up buying CDs, and as a musician you go, well, that's what musicians do. We make CDs, and we ran out of our album. I don't think we're going to reprint it. And I went to gigs and people were like, "Is your album on Spotify?" And you go, "I'd love to sell a CD." And they're like, "Is it on Spotify?" You go, "Yeah." They're like, "All right, cool." So don't give me any money. So, you know, it's all shifted, isn't it? I mean, people will buy a CD at a gig, but people were funny about if they can get it for free, people don't really care, do they? It's like a weird change. So I always think it's frightening making a CD, because you end up with like, I remember watching the guitarist from Company B binning a load of his old band's CDs. I just thought, oh man, that sucks, doesn't it? Like the idea that you'd end up with this print, you got like hundreds of fucking something and just bin them,
just getting rid of them,
just throw them in the bin. I've got like upstairs, I've got like one of my old bands. Just we made a load of CDs. I don't think I ever sold any. I think I sold like 5.
Oh really?
You know, we just hand did it. You know, cut it out, burn them. You know, stupid, isn't it? But that idea finds me getting like a load of stock, and then it just no one wants it. You know, that's a scary prospect.
Yeah. I just remember I made some really terrible basic CD before that I used to get when I first started getting, just to go around to pubs to hand out.
Yes, yeah.
And they could listen to, and then, but yeah, I always, that's the thing is I did always want just original CD.
Yes, yeah.
And that was one of my, you have your goals.
Yeah. You got
I actually I got like a notepad that this is what I've been doing, like I just like write in all just ideas and notes and things that I sort of want to create and stuff, and then like drew a little album. Then I was like, that's what I really want to do that, and finally got it done. But that was the main goal, just to be like, I actually have got my own like CD.
Yeah. It's that tangible
and all
evidence of it is really important, isn't it? Yeah.
But then it's good though, because to have those like goals and then to go on from that, and then be like, I want to make something else more like this or more like that, and develop it from there. It's exciting. It is.
Where do you see yourself in like your best case hypothetical dream world, 10 years, 5 years from now? What's your goal? Do you have any like sort of long term goals, or is it actually quite hard to think about it?
It's I'd say I'd love like if people listen to my music worldwide.
Yes,
but obviously, like if it happens, it happens. But that's one of them. It's just to know like that people are listening and they enjoy it. Like that's one of my main goals. Is definitely people feeling good off my music. That knowing that people can listen to it and it makes them feel good, and I don't know, like if they're
pretty
they can connect with it and that, and know how you're feeling from your experiences. That's one of my main goals. And then I'd say other goals is to play probably like worldwide or something. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but
it's difficult, isn't it? I always feel really, I was really like self-conscious of ever describing any of my dreams, because it's nothing wrong with having a dream. Like one of my dreams was like, I wanted to play Glastonbury. We were talking about my dreams earlier, and I was like, my 3 dreams were like Watering Hole, Lusty Glaze, and what was the other one? Leapalooza. That was like my 3 dreams, and I did it. And I was just like, wow, I did my dreams. I don't know what to go. Don't know where to go from there. But like, it's weird. You kind of. I always like to dream quite small, because the possibility of it happening is much higher. But I've been in the band for like 6 years, and like the idea of playing Glastonbury is my ultimate goal. But very few people in the band give a shit about Glastonbury that I'm in, and in order to play it, you have to basically kind of either be very successful or prepared to not get paid. I don't think they like the idea of being in the mud for no money. So it's difficult. But just playing some like, I love the idea of doing like a tour, like a.
That'd be really cool. That's definitely one of the things. Is maybe we should go on a tour or something. Just I like going places as well and visiting like new countries, and I've done a bit of travelling, and I've played a few, like not like actual. I went over to Australia before, and just for 3 months, because my sisters were living there, and I played a few gigs over there, met some really nice guys. I just said, can I have a go, and like they let me have a go, which is really cool. I'm good friends with them now still. And they yeah, done a few weddings over there and done like different pub gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it's definitely one of the goals, is to play round, just some cool places.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good,
experience.
As a musician, it's like never going to get a better opportunity than sort of doing what you do, and a lot of it's just networking, isn't it? Just finding people that if you were to find somebody who does a sort of similar thing that you do, but is slightly higher up the food chain, and just sort of said, I'd love to do a support slot. You might get in, and I know a few people that I don't know if you know Albert Jones or Joe Francis, who's the guy from Winter Mountain.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Well, they kind of I know some of those people have gone on tours with other people, and you just one of my favourite performers is a guy called Martin Harley.
Oh, okay.
And I know Albert Jones went off and did some tour with him, and there's a guy called Ruri Joseph who is in William the Conqueror.
Yeah.
And I used to play with them, and it's just the music industry in Cornwall is very much about knowing about 20 people. If you know them, you can kind of get in on the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, that is the key for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely my next. One of my goals would to be a support act.
Yeah. Well, that'd be perfect. I mean, that'd be absolutely perfect for you, because you've got a very sort of singer songwriter type thing, and you could do that live perfectly in that support slot, or then move up, try and get a bit more networking down, and that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just put a bit more grind in for those things.
That definitely, yeah. Just to, I think as well, you wouldn't have the sort of pressure as the main artist as well.
No, it's
and
lovely,
you sort of get to experience off that and ride off what they're doing a bit, and yeah. So I think that would definitely be my next sort of step or goal or something to work, is what I'm working towards, really. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
sounds good. Do you have any idea when your next bit of recording will come out, or is it just as and when?
Yeah, well, then one of them's finished, and next, so as soon as possible, really.
Cool.
Yeah, I literally want to just get stuff out there.
Yeah.
As much as possible, but you sort of know when it's right as well, and you know when to.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to rush it too much, but now, see, when the last one I've experimented, and now I'm going back to more sort of sounds that are more me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
More going back to myself more, and yeah, from that, yeah, I'm hoping to release within next month or so.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah. Just get them out there. And
do you give much thought to the branding and all of the kind of when you see certain bands, for example, a good example of it is the White Stripes. They had that kind of white red thing, and there's everything is all this tied into that. Does any of that art aesthetic stuff give you? Do you ever think about anything like that, or how do you sort of plan for that thing? Do you
sort of image?
All of it. Yeah, who is if someone goes, who's Joe Hurworth, and then they Google it, and then they you got whatever you've got, if you've got a website or all that kind of stuff, all of that art aesthetic stuff that people see. With Company B, we've got all the sort of army GI thing.
Yeah.
Do you give any of that stuff much thought, or is that?
Yeah, a little bit. I want to be I'm got loads of different influences, really. So, there's a guy called JP Cooper. He's one of my favourite influences, and a guy called Alan Stone as well. They're both really soul sort of, but their kind of image, and Ed Sheeran's a bit generic, but I like how he's quite casual, with that. So I like the casual kind of image that is what I'd want to go for.
Yeah.
And just because my music's kind of mellow, soulful, that sort of warm sound is what I want to
convey that.
Yeah, into an image of just sort of warmth and feel good and and kind of creative and a bit different as well. Yeah. So.
Do you draw? Do you have people do you sort of get someone to do the art stuff for you, or do you do that something yourself? Do you sort of talk about doing art and things?
Yeah, I've got when I done the picture on the EP,
Yeah.
I actually drew it out before. Like
Yeah.
I drew it out on a just the idea of what I wanted, and then I got one of my friends, is a photographer, and he took some photos of me.
Nice.
And then I was like, oh, that's the picture I sort of want. It sort of just fell into place itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted like something. It's hard then.
Yeah, it's really
like,
hard.
what do I actually want to be seen as?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. I mean, we're having this we're in this exact situation now where we're trying to like work out what is our second album going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean? What does it mean to be this band? What does it mean to like? What do we want to convey? What, you know, and that's actually like a really quite a deep thing, isn't it? You know, you could give it no thought and just make anything, but potentially it's that really complex. You know, it could be as complex as you want it to be. Really, you could spend as much time thinking about that as you think about writing songs and stuff. And it's just really interesting to me. I always find it really interesting to think like, you know, how do you get what you feel about yourself out into the world? How do you convey that?
And without, also I find as well, is without being like, because you have your influences, but you don't want to be. You
don't want to plagiarise from all your stuff that you love, do you? You want to draw in your influences and then churn out some new stuff. You know, that's got to be the goal, isn't it? That's
something I've always like done. It's just had like taken little bits from everyone.
Yeah.
Sort of, and then created it into my own style.
Yeah.
But always, there's stuff that you sort of, you know, don't you? That deep down you're like, yeah, that's me. That's more my sort of thing, and stuff resonates with you more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that it is so difficult to come up with something like set in stone where you're like, because you're sort of changing yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Developing. So, I say I'm going for like authenticity as much as I can, really.
Yeah.
And kind of original as well. I know, like, that is a difficult thing, isn't it? Being original.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, absolutely. I when I used to write songs, I used to really wear my heart on I used to really like wear my influences on my sleeve, and it was obvious to me the things that I loved. And because they maybe were a bit more obscure, maybe other people didn't hear it, but like, you know, it's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to have something new to say that someone hasn't already said. Churn out, you know. I sometimes think about like, you know, if you think about the bands in years and years and years ago, before we have like a world where it's completely interconnected and everyone can sort of take influence from everywhere, but everyone can actually just scan your music and go, you've nicked this from here. Do you know what I mean? Like with Blurred Lines, they just had all their they had to like they got involved in that copyright issue because they'd stolen music from I can't remember what it's called now. And it's like, it's so easy to like take your influences and actually churn out something that is the same as everyone else, isn't it? You know, you can't. It's easy to do it. You could even do it without even realizing you're doing it. So yeah, it's very. The point I was going to make was that it must have been nice to be around when no one had come up with anything. You know, if you just like, but then also in the same breath, you know, you would have had to come up with an original idea from no ideas is actually just as hard as well, isn't it? So, it's difficult, isn't it? It is very difficult. It is difficult.
That's why I found is I get like a book and I just write in there like, what do I like? What do I and like try and define more.
Yeah, okay, that's
and
really interesting.
That helps me because it's there also as well. When you got stuff in your head, it's floating around your head. When you write it down, it sort of becomes more like you can sort of sieve through all the stuff that you're not sure about and this and that. And I guess because you see yourself. I see myself as like a product almost sometimes. Like what I'm doing is that.
Yeah.
And because you kind of have to separate your personal self and you're sort of as a business profile.
Yeah.
And then I do write down things, sieve through like what sort of things am I going for,
Yeah.
and like write it all in, and that definitely helps me sort of get rid of the stuff that I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
And I always try and go back to like what I really, truly, authentically are like. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Because you know as well when you do stuff, and then you go further down the line of it, and you look back and you go, "Nah,
that wasn't me." No.
Nah, but you sort of knew from the beginning, but you're like, "I'll give it a try." But then, it's worth it though, because you learn from that, and
absolutely,
then you develop more.
I think when you're young, well, no, that's an unfair thing to say, but I think in general, humans we always want to find our way, and we always want to find our place. And in music, it's it's difficult, isn't it? Because the things you like. I have a very eclectic taste in music, and I want to do there's bits of all the things that I like that I would love to do. I'd love to be in a band like funk and soul band. I'd love to be in a whatever. I'd love to be in a heavy band. I'd love to be in all these different bands that I love, and I think, oh, I'd love to try that. But there are things that when I sit and play the guitar, I sit and play, and I don't, and it's often miserable, beautiful miserable. That's my Dan Reed genre. Is if I was going to describe I was going to put my little thing, it would just be that. It'd be sort of beautiful, miserable. That would be it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other things that I try, because you always want to go like, well, is that who I am, or is that just what I just do because I'm lazy? Do I just go? Is that the first thing that comes to my head, and I go, I'm going to do that? So I sometimes try and push myself to write other things. And so I've got like all the stuff that I've recorded, especially when I was doing an album. I had like a sort of a band that I was in before I did this, and there's loads on that album. It's like you were describing how you said did all these different styles of things, and yeah, it's that, isn't it? It's just trying to like know what it is that you want to achieve, and what it is that makes you happy, and what feels real to you, and like you say, authentic.
I find it's like the first thing to do when you're doing something is clarity. Is just going and getting to the root of like, what is that?
Yeah,
that I really want to do, because that's the thing when you start writing and you start when you're creating something, you got so many ideas and different things. That's what I find. My head's just got so many ideas of like, oh, I could do it like this, that, and then to get clear with it is difficult. But that's what I liked in the studio though, is that I had some ideas and then I sort of let it unfold itself when we was there. And
did you let other people sort of help you with that, or were you very fixed with your idea? And
no, I quite liked like people putting their inputs and ideas, and I quite liked that. I'd say now I'm gonna go more towards like being more clear in myself and being like, I want this and that more now, just because I want to develop more of a authentic sound. Whereas I
think especially if you're not sure what it is that you want to do, it's really helpful to have people go, what about this? Try some of this. And then at some point when you get that clear vision of what you want, it's nice to kind of go in and go, actually, I have this idea and I'd like to follow this through. This is the sound that I want to make, and and that is part of growing as a performer. But allowing people in collaboration is a wonderful thing.
It's so much fun, and like you do like bounce off each other, and you get different ideas from like different people's perspectives and that as well. And it can also, there can be stuff where you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. I didn't think like that. I didn't think about that at all. Or like and then once you try it out, and they're like, oh yeah, it's cool, because like Sean played on one of my songs. And I just sort of sent him a rough idea of it, and then he like practiced some bits over it, and then I didn't hear what it was like, and then when he come in the studio, he played it, and then it was like, wow, that's like, it was
changed it.
It changed it completely. It made it sort of jazzy feeling. And I like that.
It's nice to get that kind of nice to get someone else's perspective on something, especially if you're like open to the idea of something, like, let's just see where it goes. That's quite a cool place to be. Do you think, like, moving forward, you will sort of get that collaboration going again with some of these people, and kind of
I'd love to. I'd love to do more. I've been thinking like I just want to sing on like different tracks as well. So
yeah.
I've got a mate up in London. I'm gonna go to his soon and just make some sort of modern fun tracks, sort of clubby tracks as well. And then I do really want to nail down and do some real just vocal and guitar and get him as sweet as I can, sort of sounding.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's a good time. It sounds like you've got a lot of things that you want to get. That's good. I mean, it's really good to be in that position, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's finding stuff as well that's like relevant to the time.
Yeah.
And stuff that you wanna, because that's the thing as well. People always like, why don't you make music that's more like poppy or more like this? And so I do like to do that, but then I still wanna. I listen to so much different stuff as well. That it's yes, it is. There's so many different ideas that you can. Mainly though, I do love like that guy Alan Stone I mentioned earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
His music is just like, I really resonate with that sort of feel.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of modern and old.
Yeah.
So you got that is definitely something I'd like to go for. Is the, like Al Green and like we're saying Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye and Bill Withers, or like all those sort of like that black soul music.
Yes. Yeah.
I find that stuff like really, it's got the heart there and the feel.
Yeah.
And they're just really like beautiful songs, and the lyrics, the way they're done, I really connect with that fully. Yeah. So I want to bring that kind of style back, because I know people do that, but like I really want to bring the old feel back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of the music nowadays, what I find is a lot of it's made for money, so it loses the heart a bit in it.
Yeah.
And I find you can hear that in the music. You can hear when it's sort of just been made for.
Yeah, it's just music by numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really want to make music that's like really,
heartfelt and
heartfelt, but like cool as well and fun and yeah.
That sounds like the dream.
I hope so. Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there anyone I'd like to sort of just give people an opportunity to like shine a light on some other musicians that they like? Is there any bands that you sort of know that you love that are local and sort of unsigned that you think other people should hear about and check out? For me, it was the Big Sets.
I was going to say the Big Sets. The Big Sets definitely. They're amazing. They deserve like everything. They're so good. They work so hard as well. Yeah. And they've really, because I've known them for a few years and I've seen them like developing as well, which is really cool. Because that's the great thing as well. You get to see other artists develop. Yeah. And especially like myself running open mic. Mm-hmm. I see like people develop over time, and going to all the open mics, you become friends of different musicians and you see them develop. But yeah, I'd say like Daisy Clark as well. She's singer-songwriter, but she's really good. She's definitely one to watch out for. And then there's like there's a few, there's loads really around Newquay though. I watched a band called Milo Gore recently.
Yes, I've been on to Milo Gore about coming on. The lead guitarist in Milo Gore, I watched them play it. They supported William the Conqueror.
Oh, okay.
At the old bakery, and like I just fucking loved watching him play. That guy was just like, he had all of his heart. He's just putting all of his heart into that guitar soloing, and he was top notch. And I really enjoyed watching them. They're a really nice, sweet band.
I seen them in Whiskers in Newquay.
Yes, yeah, okay.
And then I'd never heard of them before. No. But I seen them and I was like, wow, they've got something. Yeah. It took me to a real nice place. You just sit there and you're like, yeah, I'm digging this. I didn't really know what to expect, and then I started watching. And I was like, yeah, these guys are quality. Yeah, kind of like indie, kind of rocky. Yeah, but I like that. I think they're great. Yeah.
Good. I enjoyed that.
They've got good. That's the thing as well. You can feel the heart in the music as well. You can feel it's really real to them, and I think that is it as well that you connect with, because you feel that they're really feeling it as well.
Yeah.
Really meaning it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we're lucky. Cornwall it's a funny old place, isn't it? Because in some respects, it's a crap place for music, and on the other side, it's a brilliant place for music. And there's stuff about Cornwall that's terrible. You know, you're at the arse end of the world, and to get anywhere outside of Cornwall is, you know, it's a ball ache. So if you want to like be in a band and go up country, you're 2 hours before you're even at Bristol. That's a pain in the ass. However, a lot of bands don't come down, so Cornwall musicians kind of like, we've got an opportunity to just own Cornwall, and you see a lot of talent grown here, and there's a lot of people that like come up through open mics. Almost all of the people that I spoke to at the beginning of doing this podcast were all people that I knew from open mics in Plymouth. So like Albert Jones and Azza and all of these types of people, and it was how I cut my teeth, and I feel really thankful for that. And you know, it's really nice to hear that you're doing the same sort of thing, and you know, seeing all those people sort of develop, and it gives people an opportunity to like get out there and meet people and, you know, craft their skill a little bit, and that's really cool. I'm really thankful that we live in a place where open mics do well. You know, that's really excellent.
And I love supporting other musicians and like what other people are doing, and like helping people as well. If you're like, say, because I know people have helped me loads.
Yes.
Like before, when I've been, can you help me? And they've helped me, and then like other people that I know that are sort of just getting into gigging and stuff, I've been like helping people out recently, like get gigs and do that, and like it's really nice. I think you should, like, that's how it works, isn't it? You pass on, and like help people out, and then
someone said something to me which was like, talent doesn't fear talent, and that's a really beautiful sentiment, because like it's that thing of like wanting to help other musicians. It's that thing of wanting to like be brave enough to go, you know, these guys are really talented. Like, doesn't take anything away from you, does it? You know, that's like some people are frightened that you get.
If anything, it
helps.
It adds more to you, because you can see that you're like. Yeah. I think music as well it's not like a selfish thing. It's a selfless thing. It's to be shared, and I don't feel like music's not any one person's thing. It's to be shared, and it's just your expression of that, isn't it? Your personal experience of that. So I don't see why, you know, like people get like a musical ego about other. It's not like I don't really get that, because I appreciate it all. Like even if it's not necessarily music I fully like, I'm like, I appreciate like you can see the effort people put in. And they're really, like you're saying, like doing something that they really want to do. And it's nice. Definitely, it's really good.
I've definitely got that feeling. Like this podcast has definitely felt at times like a celebration of people. You know, and everybody that I've spoke to has all been like, when I've asked that question, is there anyone that you sort of know? Like everyone's got like a load of people that go, these bands, check these bands out, they're all awesome, and quite often it leads to more. For me, you know, we were saying earlier, it leads to, I started off with about 5 or 6 people I wanted to talk to, and everyone I spoke to was like, check these guys out, and I check them out, and then they go, check these guys out, and it's just this like web of like really interesting, awesome stuff. So I love that. That's really cool. Everyone's got that sort of inclusive feeling, which is good. That's really cool. So if people want to find your music, where can they find it?
They can find it on Spotify and Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube. I think that's it really. And then Facebook, there's like some bits on there, and but mainly like
And whereabouts are you next going to be playing?
The next one is the Pine Ale. But I'm doing a set of Boardmasters as well.
Oh, awesome! Okay.
Just on a Wednesday in the Net Loft.
Yeah.
That'd be quite nice. Good fun.
We're playing Boardmasters.
Oh, okay, amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be
good. What stage are you?
We're doing the after party. We're doing on the Friday. So basically Wu-Tang Clan are supporting us, which will make me pretty happy. It's just going to be the kick out from Wu-Tang will be coming to us. So we'll come and we'll open our arms to them. Sorry. So that'd be cool. Boardmasters is good, like that. Two funny things about Boardmasters. I arrived at Boardmasters and I saw a guy standing in the crowd, just took his cock out, just did a piss in the middle of the crowd. And I was backstage, and we were walking behind the hay bales, and two people just fucking on the floor, just like.
Oh wow!
That was like my first experience of Boardmasters. I was like, wow, this place is pretty wild.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, strange. Strange place. Yeah, so people can check you out at Boardmasters. They come to the Pine Ale this Saturday. Any other good ones? Any other ones that you want to promote?
Doing Tunes in the Dunes on,
awesome, cool.
On a Saturday on the second stage at, I think it's about 12:30 or something.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's about it at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Well, and people hopefully better hear your new bit of music when it comes out.
Yeah. That'll be very soon. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much, Joe. This has been it's been a nice little podcast.